We believe this virus is highly infectious. We need to get more data to confirm this, but it seems to be much more infectious than Delta, which of course is problematic. And we also believe that it's already present in most countries. Given the large number of mutations, it is highly possible that the efficacy of the vaccine, all of them, is going down. But we need to wait for the data to know if this is true and how much is it going down. I believe it's going to take 2 to 6 weeks to really know. And I think we need to be cautious that it could be more virulent, it could be as virulent, or it could be less virulent. And I think today it's really impossible to know.
I think Omicron is of concern for several reasons, right? But there are a lot of unknown things right now. And keep in mind that we have been preparing for something like that for months. What is the playbook? The playbook it is to understand a little bit better. And then within weeks, I think we will know most of the information that needs to be known. But every day we learn more. So I'm very, very, very confident that this drug works for all known mutations, including the Omicron one. But we are working on follow-up drugs for the eventual case that maybe a resistance is developed.
Well, Sky Science correspondent Thomas Moore says the Omicron variant's many mutations suggest new vaccines will be needed.
On paper, it doesn't look good. Look, there are 32 of the 50 mutations in this variant are in the spike protein. That's the bit that's on the surface of the virus, and it is the target for the vaccines. And with so many mutations, the hunch is that it will reduce the effectiveness. How much and whether that matters, we don't know until we see real-world evidence. Because it's perfectly possible that there are enough antibodies left that are still working, particularly after the booster, that there would be enough there to at least stop the hospitalizations and deaths. And clearly that is the most important as we move forward. But if the manufacturers do have to go back to the drawing board, reformulate their vaccines to take on this new adversary, well, it's not the end of the world. We're not back at step one because they know how to make a vaccine against this virus. It would take them about 100 days, but then after that, they already have the regulatory framework with the authorities. They know what they're dealing with. It's a relatively small change in the genetic sequence that they'd need to look at. And then, of course, they have the manufacturing capacity now to make huge volumes of doses. And we know that Moderna are pretty confident that even if they are back to the drawing board, they would be able to make 1 billion doses by the summer of next year. So not all bad news, even if we have to go back and redesign the vaccine.